The Complete History of Rome Full Story Script. Epic Documentary Script by GPT-5. Film Frames Part 1 The Legend of the Wolf and the Twins 753 BCE. Narrator. Long before the shining marble of the empire, Rome began in myth. In the ancient hills of Latium, a princess named Rhea Silvia gave birth to twin sons, Romulus and Remus, said to be fathered by Mars, the god of war. Feared by their jealous uncle, the infants were cast into the river Tiber, but destiny intervened. A she-wolf found the crying babies and nursed them to life. When they grew, the brothers vowed to build a city. But pride divided them. In a moment of rage, Romulus killed Remus, and so the city took his name, Rome, founded on blood and ambition, in the year 753 BCE. Rome was born. Hammer and Pick Part 2 The Seven Kings of Rome 753–509 BCE. Narrator. Under its first kings, Rome transformed from a village to a walled city. Romulus organized its warriors and senate. Numa Pompilius gave it religion and law. Tullus Hostilius expanded through war, while Ancus Marcius built bridges and ports. The later kings, Tarquinius Priscus, Servius Tullius, and Tarquinius Superbus, brought grandeur and tyranny. When Tarquin the Proud's cruelty sparked revolt, a nobleman named Brutus led the people to overthrow the monarchy. In 509 BCE, Rome's kings were gone, and the Roman Republic was born. Balance Scale Part 3 Birth of the Republic 509–450 BCE. Narrator. The Romans swore an oath. No man shall ever be king again. Power now rested in two consuls, elected yearly, and a powerful senate. But freedom was not equal. The aristocrats, the patricians, ruled, while the plebeians had little voice. Struggles for equality would define Rome's early centuries. Still, Rome stood strong, defending itself from rival tribes and forging its identity as a nation of warriors, disciplined and unbreakable. Crossed Swords Part 4 The Struggle of the Orders 450–287 BCE. Narrator. For generations, common Romans demanded justice. They wanted written laws, not the whims of nobles. In 450 BCE, the 12 tables were inscribed, the first Roman laws, carved in bronze for all to see. Over time, plebeians gained rights, to elect tribunes, to hold office, and even to marry patricians. By 287 BCE, equality before law was achieved, at least in name. Rome was now a united republic, ready to face the world. Shield Part 5 The Conquest of Italy 509–264 BCE. Narrator. For 2 centuries, Rome fought its neighbors, the Etruscans, Samnites, and Greek colonies in the south. Through alliance, war, and persistence, Rome gained control of all Italy. Its armies were citizen soldiers, farmers who fought for honor and duty. Defeat was never final, every loss became a lesson. By 264 BCE, Rome ruled the Italian peninsula, and its gaze turned across the sea, toward a rival that would change history forever, Carthage. Elephant Part 6 The Punic Wars begin 264–218 BCE. Narrator. Carthage, the mighty city of trade and wealth in North Africa, dominated the western Mediterranean. Rome and Carthage clashed in 3 wars that would decide the fate of the ancient world. The First Punic War erupted over Sicily. Rome, new to naval warfare, built fleets from scratch and taught itself to fight at sea. After 23 brutal years, Rome emerged victorious. But Carthage would not forget. And soon, its greatest general would march toward revenge. Elephant Part 7 Hannibal and the War of Elephants 218–201 BCE. Narrator. In 218 BCE, Hannibal Barca, one of history's greatest military minds, crossed the Alps with 90,000 men and dozens of war elephants. Rome trembled. At Tribia, Lake Trasimene, and Cannae, Hannibal destroyed entire Roman armies. At Cannae alone, nearly 50,000 Romans died in one day, a slaughter unmatched in ancient war. Yet Rome refused to surrender. The Senate stood firm. New generals rose, and with them, a new hero. High Voltage Part 8 Scipio and the Fall of Carthage 202–146 BCE. Narrator. Publius Cornelius Scipio, later called Scipio Africanus, brought the fight to Africa itself. At Zama, he defeated Hannibal, ending the Second Punic War. Carthage was crippled, but Rome's hunger grew. In 146 BCE, during the Third Punic War, Rome destroyed Carthage utterly, burning it to ash and enslaving its people. That same year, Rome also conquered Greece. Now, the Mediterranean was a Roman lake, Mare Nostrum, our sea. Classical Building Part 9 From Republic to Empire 146–133 BCE. Narrator. Rome was rich, but peace brought new problems. Slaves flooded the cities, farmers lost land, and greed ruled the Senate. Reformers like Tiberius and Gaius Gracchus tried to help the poor, and were murdered for it. Violence had entered Roman politics. The Republic was breaking apart. Crossed Swords Part 10 Civil War and Caesar's Rise 133–49 BCE. Narrator. Generals gained power by winning the loyalty of their legions. The great conflict between Marius and Sulla bathed Rome in blood. Then came Julius Caesar, brilliant, ambitious, unstoppable. He conquered Gaul and defied the Senate by crossing the Rubicon River. Greater than, the die is cast, he declared. Civil war followed. Caesar defeated Pompey, took power, and became dictator for life. But on the Ides of March, 44 BCE, Caesar was stabbed by senators, including his friend Brutus. The Republic gasped its last breath. Crown Part 11 Augustus and the Birth of the Empire 44–27 BCE. Narrator. Caesar's death unleashed new chaos. His heir Octavian fought Mark Antony and Cleopatra for control of Rome. At the Battle of Actium, Octavian's victory ended the wars. In 27 BCE, he became Augustus, the first emperor of Rome. The Republic was gone, but Augustus brought peace, prosperity, and stability. The Roman Empire was born. Globe Part 12 The Pax Romana 27 BCE 180 CE. Narrator. For 2 centuries, Rome ruled the known world. From the deserts of Egypt to the forests of Germany, its legions built and guarded a vast realm. Roads, aqueducts, amphitheaters, civilization followed Rome's banner. The Colosseum stood as a symbol of power and spectacle. Under emperors like Trajan, Rome reached its greatest extent. Under Hadrian, its borders were fortified. Under Marcus Aurelius, philosophy guided the throne. This was the Pax Romana, the Roman peace. Fire Part 13 Madness and Tyranny 37–96 CE. Narrator. Not all emperors ruled with wisdom. Some brought terror. Caligula, cruel and unstable, declared himself a god. Nero, the last of the Julio-Claudians, watched as Rome burned and blamed Christians. After decades of chaos, generals seized power by the sword. The Flavian dynasty rebuilt Rome, and under Vespasian and Titus, the Colosseum opened to roaring crowds. High Voltage Part 14 The 5 Good Emperors 96–180 CE. Narrator. Then came an age of greatness. Nerva, Trajan, Hadrian, Antoninus Pius, and Marcus Aurelius, the 5 good emperors. They ruled with justice, vision, and stability. Trajan expanded the empire to its largest borders. Hadrian built walls to defend them. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king, wrote meditations while waging war on the frontier. But his death in 180 CE ended the Golden Age, and darkness crept in. Crossed Swords Part 15 The Empire in Crisis 180–284 CE. Narrator. Rome's peace shattered. Civil wars, plague, and invasion tore the empire apart. In 50 years, more than 20 emperors rose and fell, many murdered by their own soldiers. Economy collapsed, cities declined, and enemies crossed the borders. The empire that once ruled the world now struggled to survive. Gear Part 16 Diocletian and Reform 284–305 CE. Narrator. Then came Diocletian, a soldier who saved the empire through discipline and reform. He divided Rome into east and west, each ruled by an emperor, to make governing easier. He strengthened the army, restored order, and enforced loyalty. But his system depended on strong rulers, and when he retired, Rome fell back into chaos. Latin Cross Part 17 Constantine and the Cross 306–337 CE. Narrator. In the wars that followed, one man rose, Constantine the Great. Before battle, he saw a vision of a cross in the sky and heard the words, "Greater than, in this sign, you will conquer." He won, and in gratitude, legalized Christianity. Constantine moved the capital east to Byzantium, renaming it Constantinople. Rome's old gods faded. A new faith rose, one that would shape the world for millennia. Crossed Swords Part 18 The Division of Empire 337–395 CE. Narrator. After Constantine, the empire split permanently into East and West. The East, wealthy and strong, thrived in Constantinople. The West, weakened and divided, faced endless attacks. Barbarian tribes pressed against its borders, and the once mighty legions could no longer defend it. Fire Part 19 The Fall of the Western Empire 395–476 CE. Narrator. Rome's doom was at hand. In 410 CE, the Visigoths, led by Alaric, sacked Rome, the first time in 800 years. The world was stunned. More invasions followed: Vandals, Huns, Ostrogoths. The Western Empire shrank to nothing. In 476 CE, the last emperor, Romulus Augustus, was overthrown by a Germanic general named Odoacer. The Western Roman Empire was dead. Dove Part 20 Legacy of the Eternal City. Narrator. Though the empire fell, Rome never truly died. Its eastern half, the Byzantine Empire, survived for another 1,000 years. Its laws shaped nations. Its architecture inspired centuries of builders. Its language, Latin, became the foundation of Europe's speech. And its faith, Christianity, spread to every corner of the earth. Rome's story is the story of us all: ambition, glory, and the eternal struggle for power and peace. Greater than empires rise and fall. But Rome remains eternal. Music swells and fades as the camera drifts over the ruins of the Colosseum bathed in golden light. Would you like me to make this into a cinematic YouTube format with scene visuals, background by music cues, and title description hashtags for all 20 parts? That version is perfect for uploading directly as a historical video series.